Reading, a prominent figure in English literature. John Keats, 1795 to 1821, was a prominent English poet in the second generation of the Romantic era, along with Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley. He devoted his short life to the perfection of a poetry marked by vivid imagery, great touching appeal, and an attempt to express a philosophy through classical legend. His reputation grew after his early death, and he was greatly admired in the Victorian age. His influence can be seen in the poetry of Alfred, Lord Tennyson. The son of a stable manager, John Keats received relatively little formal education. After his father died in 1804, Keats had close emotional ties to his sister Fanny and his two brothers George and Tom. The Keats children lived with their widowed grandmother at Edmonton, Middlesex. John started school at Enfield. At school, Keats was noted as an aggressive guy, but in 1809 he began to read eagerly. John Keats was trained by a surgeon in 1811. He broke off the training in 1814 and went to London, where he worked as a dresser or junior house surgeon at Guy's and St Thomas's hospitals. His literary interests had been crystallized by this time, and after 1817 he devoted himself entirely to poetry. From then until his early death, the story of his life was largely the story of the poetry he wrote. John Keats wrote sonnets, odes, and epics. All his greatest poetry was written in a single year, 1819. Lamia, the Eve of St Agnes, the great odes to a nightingale, On Melancholy, and to Autumn, and the two unfinished versions of an epic on Hyperion. Today, his poems and letters remain among the most popular and analysed in English literature. Keats is remarkably a sensitive collector, organiser, and transmitter of sensations, who tasted to the full the beauties of the world and sought to increase them in his writings. Adapted from The Romantic Poets.